Hey guys, I just want to mention something about the getting unstuck technique. Generally described as like we start back here, we drive our weight forward. Once our weight gets all the way forward, then we let the clutch out. But I kind of want to talk about this for riding rock uphills and canyons. You can kind of decide how high the front end goes. Sometimes if we leave the front end too low and we just kind of do the classic unstuck and just get the rear tire to where it's going with the front end too low, it might put us in another bad situation where our front tire is in a hole, or it could even bounce us back if there's like a double ledge type of situation. So I just want to show you guys, I'm going to show you the unstuck technique where I go back, bring the body all the way forward, and then the clutch is going to come out and the bike's just going to kind of go forward, and I'm not worried about getting the front end too high. And then we'll do a different version where I carry my front wheel up and over and on to the next rock, just as a way of practicing control in a little bit more controlled environment. I mean, this is still, it's a bunch of rocks, so it's very similar to what we see on the trails. But I just want to show you, then when we do the second version, I'll describe sort of how I'm maintaining that front end high, how I project that front end up in the air and keep it up in the air until I want to set it down where I'm going. So that was pretty darn good, and just in terms of kind of getting me up to where I needed to go. But let's say I needed to set my front tire on that rock. Now I want to carry my front wheel a little bit higher until I can, and then kind of control the bike once it's up here and set the front end where I want to. A lot of clutch work involved here. This is advanced. Now when it comes to carrying the front wheel higher, I'm going to bring my body forward, but I'm not really trying to maximize everything forward. I'm actually going to bring my body forward, but I'm also going to put pressure into the pegs as I'm bringing my body forward. Put pressure into the pegs as I'm bringing my body forward. And it's almost like in this case, I'm trying to have the bike kind of come out from underneath me. One of the things that I see with this that people have a really tough time with is not letting the bike go far enough forward and letting the rear tire get all the way up to that next safest ledge or traction point. It's a spatial recognition thing. It's understanding the length of our bike and what that feels like riding through different sections. Just practicing cones can kind of help organize our mind and get us a feel for what kind of space our bike fits into. But in general, people don't send the bike up quite far enough, and rightfully so, to have that fear, because we don't want to loop out backwards once the bike does get up in the air, or you know, the back tire gets up to where it's going with the front end up in the air. That's going to require a lot of clutch work. You're going to hear me slipping the clutch as I get up here, and I'm going to try to set my front tire all the way up on that big rock over there. The sun is in my eyes, so it's a little tricky, but I think we can do it. That was pretty good. Now a problem that I'm running into, I keep falling off that side of my bike when this side's a little closer. So now next time, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make that adjustment. I'm going to try and, if I do have to take my feet off the pegs, which I'm trying to stop here in the middle, there's a chance that I could have probably just kept moving after my front tire landed where it was going. But we're just gonna set this little parameter for ourselves of, I want to try and land on this side. Hopefully I can get it. I think it's gonna be tricky, but I think I can do it. That was a little better. Still kind of didn't have full control over that. I kind of rolled forward once I landed a little bit more than I wanted to. So maybe I'll try one more, see if I can kind of just keep my feet on the pegs this time and not fall off that side. This time I think maybe I'll give myself less space to run in. I'm just going to kind of zap right from here, carry the front end a little bit higher, and then see if I can keep my feet on the pegs so that I can hit both brakes and stop right where I want to. Definitely a tricky one. doing? There it was. What was a 6th try or something like that? These are the kind of things I work on. Easy to just kind of ram through things with momentum. Not easy, but it's when we have to slow down and give ourselves parameters, it becomes a lot more challenging. And this is the kind of stuff that you're going to run into in races where things are not always ideal. And it can honestly get a lot worse than this in races where it just is like almost impossible. But learning to keep our feet on the pegs, learning to carry our front wheel high, control everything with the clutch and the throttle. These are the types of things that I break down in individual skills, fundamental drills that we work on, that you can kind of reverse engineer a lot of this stuff by breaking down all the little components on much easier obstacles so that you can get comfortable and more confident, so that when times are a little bit more tough, you have that mindset of keeping the feet on the pegs and holding pressure and being able to control exactly what that rear tire is doing. I hope this one helps you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, you guys, we're gonna do like a little bit of another version of the unstuck technique. I'll give you a little bit more insight in exactly what the clutch and throttle are doing. Now, depending on how much room we have here, and depending on the angle of the bike, can kind of determine how fast the body has to come forward or not, and how much power we should deliver when. So should I build up a little bit of power, keep it revved up, and then let the bike roll forward just a little bit before I let the clutch all the way out? That's something that can help get a little bit of traction. It's almost like you're building up momentum progressively. So that would kind of sound a little bit more like this. I'm revving the engine, but I'm not, you can see the wheel isn't just spinning. I'm controlling that wheel spin until I want to let that clutch all the way out, and that's when I'm going to get that snap and drive forward. And in general, we want to try to be establishing weight into the pegs as we're letting that clutch out, no matter how we bring our body forward. You know, there has to be, in general, there has to be that quick snap of the clutch to get the bike to lunge forward in an instant. Sometimes you only have like 3-4 inches to launch that bike. So let's kind of, we'll talk about it this way, and then I'll do it in a lower power version too. So I'm going to rev it up a little bit, and I'm going to progressively start rolling forward and then snap the clutch. Letting that clutch out, not all the way right from where I am. I'm going to let the bike kind of roll forward. Now this time I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to carry the front wheel high this time. Now there's different variations on how much power we build up and how we release it with the clutch. This time I'm just going to try to ride the back tire up this wall, and I'm going to think like the bike's trying to go up. I'm going to try and ride the bike upward, up the wall, instead of trying to go through and trying to maximize compression into the suspension. I want to just try to think like I'm going to ride the bike upwards to get the rear tire up to where it's going with the front end up in the air.